Please subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update.
Hello everyone! Today on Lady Mary Beth we are visiting an estate sale, which is actually a moving sale in Brentwood, Tennessee. Can't wait to pop into this house behind me, see what treasures await. Join me. I'm excited to share this estate sale with you today. It's actually a moving sale in Brentwood, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, a very upscale area. And I found out about this because I signed up at estatesales.net. I'm in Franklin, Tennessee visiting family, and I just had to pop in and share this with you. And as always, I like to go to the dining room first. And here we are. I see lots of beautiful dishware, and they presented it quite nicely. This is Vintage Bay Moving and Estate Sale Company, and in this case it is a moving sale and lots to add to your household. Perhaps you have a pattern that you find here that's maybe harder to find on the secondary market. The Noritake Ireland Sonata for $495. I have not seen this before. Looks like 1980s with that gold rim. And I'm thinking that second day of the sale will be 25% off, as it normally would be, and then 50% off the last day of the sale. And I'm always looking for teacups. This is $15. I love the roses and a beautiful backstamp. I'm collecting backstamps to have a bracelet made at China Baroque, which is a shop here in Houston. They're also online. I will link them in the video description. And I will be appearing at China Baroque on October the 6th. You can go to ladymarybeth.com and sign up. And this is a slotted teaspoon for $2. I've seen these used for caviar. It's a fair price, but it's something that's sort of new. And what is not new is this beautiful china set from the Shelley company, made in Staffordshire. And they've gone through different names over time, originally part of the Foley group. And it's very distinct with the shape. Look at that beautiful color. And this teacup, you'll notice the scalloped edge. Another beautiful backstamp in the dainty blue. And dainty blue is not just referring to the design, but actually the shape of the teacup. And these were made from 1896 to 1966 in this shape. At $2,250, that is way out of my price point. And I'm thinking half price is still a lot. They know that the teapot is hard to find, and that's why they priced it as such. These coupe or saucer champagnes are really neat. I like that it has an area on the bottom. You could place a little cookie, you could rest your spoon for dessert. Multi-purpose. Some hand-painted china. This looks like something newer and very much an artisan item. $165 for the set. Let's turn it over, get some more information. And it has the artist's signature. And I think that would be fun for a garden party. It's definitely not something I'm looking for right now. And look at these margarita glasses. These are made in Mexico, hand-blown glass in the confetti pattern. And you can find these online. And that even has the sticker, Baja Collection, Home Studio. And it's always a good idea to pick something up like that. You don't want to pay retail for margarita glasses because you probably don't use those as often. And here's some ice cream glasses. Aren't those fun? I've used these for ice cream socials. And 6 glasses, $12. That's fair, but I wouldn't pay full price for something that is brand new that I can get online or in my local box store. Let's take another look at this Noritake. It is a rather complete set. Look at that. Even with sugar and creamer. And I think that's a fair price if that's your pattern, because it's probably hard to find. And I'm always looking for holiday, and now we're in the butler's pantry between the dining room and the kitchen. And this would be a great item to place a Christmas gift, a piece of jewelry. And look, it's from FTD, originally had flowers in it. You could also use that as a table centerpiece and create a little holiday look. Square chargers. They do have quite a few of those here. And most things that I'm seeing are newer. There's nothing vintage or extremely valuable, but you might find an item that's useful to you in your holiday setting. And more chargers. Now probably we'll find some more holiday items throughout the home. And now we're in the kitchen. I see lots of practical items, storage, even napkins. And since this is a moving sale, they probably took the best items to keep for themselves for their next place. And this is more outdoor entertaining, I'm thinking. And knives are always good if you're setting up a new apartment or home. And I see the rust spots. So even at $36, that's not a really good deal. $24, you have 5-in-1. You have the larger piece, and for smaller bowls, you could use separately. American Atelier earthenware, made in China. I probably would not pay more than half price for that. And All American Pie, look at that, $18. Let's see if it's Chantal or another brand. And it's made in China. That's really a neat item, but I wouldn't pay more than half price for that. And we're very patriotic. I just love all the stars and stripes here. I'm a daughter of the American Revolution. Many of you have asked what that is. It's an organization that is connected to our lineage. And we do lots for veterans and the community and historic preservation. Here's some more made in China. Again, it's nice to have things on hand, but I would never pay $36 for that. Even at half price, that's probably too much. $120 for a Keurig. I don't think I would pay that for brand new. And here's another beverage dispenser for outdoor entertaining. I think they're really set for poolside and Pyrex and Corningware. Those are definitely highly collectible in patterns. Oh, these chairs are quite nice. They have the whole look for us. A side table, even some decor to place on a coffee table. And these look to be in perfect condition, but let's look at the tag. As is. So it must have something in need of repair, or perhaps the fabric needs to be cleaned. And certainly you can weigh your options and maybe come back last day of the sale and get a deal. And just a smattering of various items and collections, precious moments, highly collectible. And I don't think these are a really great deal unless there is one that is harder to find, which can happen. So you would really have to know your collection. And this looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa in a sugar shaker. Maybe you could put Parmesan cheese in that. And there's no stamp on it. And this little tea set I think is sweet. They are demi-tasse, and that would be good for a little girl's tea. You could fill it with pink lemonade. And at $32, it is brand new. I think that would be a fair price for a gift, but I would wait for a deal. Bunnykins Coin Bank. I had Royal Doulton Bunnykins as my first china as a baby. And that's a fair price on that too. And I'm thinking this would be great to incorporate in a wreath, or perhaps another use with decor. For spring and St. Patty's Day for $6, I might get this. I have some ideas for this. And I like covered boxes, trinket boxes. Otagari Japan. That is a very nice brand. And a surprise music box. I'm thinking that will sell the second or third day. And my Aunt Kathy collects penguins. Isn't that neat? For $14, that is Otagari, and it's musical. You light up my life. I think I might get that for her. It'd be a nice surprise. And I like to keep things on hand for birthdays, Christmas, especially if I know someone that collects a certain item or pattern. It's great that they have a holding bin for us. Don't have to carry everything around. Look at this living room. Now we're going to go into the bedroom, and you'll notice this washstand. The back is actually for holding a towel, because it truly was a washstand. $325, and for an antique, that's probably a fair price. But I think that would be harder to sell since we don't use washstands anymore. And let's go in the bedroom. Look at all this furniture. I'm curious to see if they sell it as one lot or individually. I would think it'd be better to keep the set together. Those lamps are really nice too. And you know, it's not legal to sell mattresses, but they could certainly give it with the set. And I like to look for the manufacturer stamp. I don't see it here inside. We'll see if we find that out with the tag here. And let's look at that price. 5 pieces, $3,450, California King, Rowley Creek. Okay, not familiar with that brand. Looks to be really nice quality. And a look that is definitely with it today, kind of a trendy look. These lamps, $120 for the pair, $60 each. I think that's a fair price. I really like the look of that. And this armchair, you could certainly add an interesting pillow to keep with the elegant look for $375, or you could add a pop of color. I like the nail head trim. And you can certainly look under the cushion for more information on the furniture manufacturer. And I'm loving this drop leaf table. It is a small side table for $165. And look at that beautiful carving on the edge. See how it just flips up, and you can have a useful table to add to your dining room, tea table if you were entertaining and need more space. And I was just in Paris this spring with my friends. Wouldn't that be a nice souvenir? And a chest of drawers that goes with the bedroom set. And that's a bit of a modern twist on it. Let's open this door and see what we find. That hole in the back is for a cord, so I'm not sure if that was for a TV or for charging your devices. Really nice set. Now we're going to go downstairs to the basement. I expect that we'll find some holiday items and maybe a whole nother world down here. Looks like a living area. And bar stools. I did help a friend a couple of years ago, and I will tell you, it's hard to find just the right bar stool. You don't have as many options when you shop retail. $325 for the pair, I think, is fair if that's the look you're going for. $115 for this nautical wreath. You probably would spend that retail, so I would wait for the price to go down, probably last day of the sale. And some holiday items, no surprise. We either find them in the upstairs bedrooms because they brought it down from the attic, or in the basement because they store it downstairs. And I'm always looking for seasonal items. Since it is a moving sale, they probably have selected the best of the best to keep. These placemats are fun, especially for a kid's celebration. And a beaded Halloween placemat. You know, you don't need to have a whole set. You could certainly use one to line a tray. And Halloween is a $10 billion industry. It is no surprise that we are finding some great pieces here. And I like this hat. That's a way to really dress up your outfit. And why not for $9? I'm going to pass on this just because I have so much that I'm taking back. And games, they usually are very well priced. This is a tabletop hockey game. For $25, those go for about $150. So there you have a really good deal if you're in the market for one. And board games are really great to find at estate sales too. And look at this pool table. And we have another kitchen downstairs. And the bar, along with the bar stools, it's actually for sale. I'm thinking that should stay with the house. $2,500. Look at the tin accents there. Some great storage. That's really a neat piece. I'm thinking you really have to have the right spot for it in my sell on the last day of the sale. Now we're in one of the bedrooms, and they seem to have a seaside theme going here. And I just love seahorses. You probably remember that this is a logo, part of Waterford Crystal. And I started my career in tabletop with Waterford, and I do collect seahorses. In fact, I just got a classic seahorse, one that's probably made in the 80s. It's Waterford Crystal, and I ordered it on eBay and got quite a deal on it. This Thomas the Tank Engine tray table, a game table with the parts, I think for $150 for everything is a really good deal. But if it's separate, then not so much. Isn't this a beautiful home? And it's so nice to live in the Nashville area. I can't imagine why they would move. Maybe they went to a bigger home. Now let's go upstairs. And it's Toyland. Look at all of this. I really don't buy toys at estate sales. I don't have small children anymore. But there is a big market for resellers. And you do see them a lot at estate sales. In the Houston area, I tend to see the same people at all the sales, and they are reselling. And Beanie Babies, that was such a rage. You probably remember in the 90s, there was one for Germany called Germania that I picked up for $300, and my uncle resold it over here years ago. And I do like green M&Ms. That's my favorite color. I might take that home. And, really good opportunity to pick up some toys that are affordable because kids do outgrow them. And if you're looking to donate something to your local police department, that'd be a good opportunity to pick up some stuffed animals. I don't collect Barbies anymore, but that might be worth something. And let's go look in the spare room here. You don't usually find the best things outside of the master bedroom, but you never know. And the furniture is definitely not on trend. It might be harder for them to sell, but still useful. And if you've got a college kid, then you don't really need to be on trend. You can decorate with pillows. I see willow tree and just so much reminiscent of the beach. I bet they'd go to Florida a lot. Oh, a hand crocheted Afghan and some quilts. Oh, those are nice. That's probably a fair price for those quilts. I didn't take a closer look. And napkin rings, $2 a piece. And you can also use them to prop up an item. You could place an ornament on top or maybe a surprise table favor. So many uses. And I wanted to take a look at this backstamp again. I keep thinking about the bracelet that I want to have made, but the dainty blue is a bit faded. So probably you have to really look at the quality as well of the backstamp. That is, if you're making a piece of jewelry like I am. And I like to do a pass through afterwards to my favorite spots in the house, and look what I found on the floor. I don't know how they missed it when they were setting up for the estate sale. It's a lovely silver chest, but I don't think that this is silver or even silver plate. It looks to be stainless. Let's take a look at the backstamp. And it is Oneida stainless. Looks to be in perfect condition. And I certainly wouldn't store this in a tarnish-proof silver chest because you're really wasting some space. That could just be stored in a drawer quite easily, and you can place your silver plate or sterling inside of this. Lots of storage space. And the silver chest alone can easily be $100. And let's see what price they put since I brought it to their attention. I think they made a tag for this, and it is $125, which if you get the silver chest, maybe that's a good price, but I wouldn't pay that for the stainless steel. And you just never know. Always look down, look up above. You might have missed something. Now let's go into the garage. And yes, I have shopped garages at estate sales. And in Tennessee, they're often climate controlled in these upscale neighborhoods. Before I started my channel, I shopped Trace Atkins' estate sale. You might know the country music artist. And I did buy some things in his garage and some of his wife's jewelry. These are fun. I can see one on either side of a tablescape to add some interest. And since I'm flying, I don't think I'm going to add anything that's super breakable, but those are fun. If I were in Houston, I probably would get them. And Singer sewing machines you find a lot at estate sales, and they just don't sell. My mother had her grandmother's refurbished, spent lots of money on it, and my father let it go in an estate sale because what do you really do with it? I can appreciate the history if it's a family piece, but they're certainly not used today. $45 is a really good price for a collector, but there's just not a market for it. And look, here's a brand new Singer sewing machine, or newer. And I think this is the craft room. I'm seeing all kinds of things here. $95 for that new sewing machine. And a Vera Bradley tote bag for $20 I think is a deal. It looks to be in almost new condition. But there is one reason I'm not picking it up. It has an embroidered monogram. If I'm buying a piece of sterling silver and it has a monogram, I love that. I think it adds interest. But for a tote bag that I will carry around often, I want it to represent me more so than a silver spoon. Look at this neat and tidy, organized look for all the craft items and ribbons. I would love to have a gift wrap room. That's one of my goals. And to be this organized with everything. And I guess they're out of the craft phase because they're not taking it with them. Stained glass lamps. Let's take a look. This is vintage, $145. Perhaps you get two of them, or is that one piece? I think it's two. And stained glass pieces I'm often looking for our winter garden in Germany. We do like to place these in the windows, and I'm loving this hibiscus and hummingbird. My mother was all about hummingbirds and had lots of them in Colorado. $45 is a bit high, but I'm going to think about it. Santa Claus for $24. These are some neat pieces. I wonder if the homeowner made these. Love that rose for $22. And some more lampshades. A lot of love goes into these. So we'll think about that. $45, that's more than I would normally spend on a piece of stained glass, but it is quite special. So let me just look in the light and walk around with it and walk towards the bin, and maybe I will add it to my collection. Disney princesses, how about that? For $75, I would rather spend half of that on a vintage tea set, or maybe even demi-tasse for little girls. I don't think it has to have Disney princesses, but sweet set. And here's another set. You can see that it's beautifully packaged. I think that's more authentic. $22. That would be a higher quality. And the teacups do not have handles. It's definitely more of an Asian tea. And I love the blue and white. And I'm always looking for James Avery jewelry. I don't see it here today. And Chanel perfume, I do wear Chanel, but $80? No, I wouldn't pay that at an estate sale. Maybe $5 or $10. I don't see any jewelry today. And these Texas Instruments calculators, I bought so many over the years for my girls in school, but I'll pass on that. This has been a really fun estate sale, and I'm glad to have a couple of treasures.
Thanks for coming along today to this moving sale in Brentwood, Tennessee. My favorite find of the day is this lovely stained glass hummingbird with hibiscus. This will go to my home in Germany to hang in the winter garden. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with estate sales.